My name's Thomas Sims, and I'm going to review the first part of The Power of Habit. And first, I'll start talking about how habits are formed and habits are changed. This book starts with a man named Eugene who he gets sick with meningitis and he loses his long-term and short-term memory from this illness. So after rehab, he goes home with his wife, and his wife kind of starts a routine for him every day. Always has stuff setting out for him to give him cues of what to do or what is going on, because this man cannot remember 5 to 10 minutes in the past. Can't remember conversations with his family or who they are. One thing that stood out was that the wife always took him on a walk for exercise. And then one day, he got up and went on the walk by himself, and the wife thought he was lost and was freaking out. But then when she came home, he was sitting back in his chair, and he couldn't explain why he did it or where he did it or even that he went on a walk. The research group that was following him said that routine can cause a habit, and so he saw all the verbal cues like the trees, other houses, and other reasonings why he could make the walk by himself but not remember going on the walk or remember where he lived or why he was on the walk. The other one that stood out to me in this book was the Tony Dungy coaching the Indianapolis Colts and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He wanted to perfect the routine and perfect the cues that made the routine. So he had a pretty simple strategy. It was, what were the cues that they already had in place, because that's not what he was going to change. He was going to perfect the routine, which led to the reward. So this three-step thing made a routine, made the habit that the players went by. So they had the cues already in place, which he did not change. He perfected the routine part and practiced it over and over and over again. There's a part that says his playbook was not very complex. It was very short and sweet because he wanted to make the plays that they did practice more of a habit, more of the routine that they always did. And then the reward would come from having the routine that was always there. There's many other examples of how habits can be formed. Just like a cell phone, like mine. Here's fun with me. My phone just lit up a second ago, and that was the cue. The cue of my phone was going off. The routine for me would be I'd usually pick it up and check who messaged me or whatever Facebook notification it was. The reward was knowing that I got to read it and see what it was. So that's one reason you could put it onto, like, make the routine, make the habit onto yourself. Another one was I saw the Cinnabon one. I'm not guilty of the Cinnabon one, but I know at an Independence Center there is an Aunt Annie's, and it's all by itself, like the Cinnabons were in the book. And you're walking across the hallway, and you smell the pretzels and all that stuff, and that's the cue. Like, oh, I want one. The routine would be getting one, and the reward would be getting the pretzel. So marketing and making your habit and routine out of people's everyday life is the key. So this will be important for when we become nurse practitioners, really hounding the education and giving them the cues to whether take their blood sugars if they're diabetic, take their medications if they have high blood pressure, check their blood pressure, pretty much anything that they're dealing with. So education and really making a habit and a good effect for the patients will hopefully give them the reward that they're taking care of themselves and managing their health in a great way. Thank you.